Welcome to the Phoenix School of Discovery graduation ceremony for the class of 2025. I am Colson Blanken, and I was chosen this year to give the welcome speech. Thank you, parents and families, for being here to support and celebrate your graduates. But please understand, other families are here for the same reason as your family. All the seniors have worked hard to get here, and we are looking forward to celebrating with you all. But there's a time and place for that, so please listen carefully to our ceremonial guidelines. To adapt one of my favorite quotes from Jaws, if you want to survive this ceremony, don't go into the water. First, wait until after the ceremony for a big round of applause and celebration. Second, do not use noisemakers during the ceremony. Wait until it is done. Some examples of noisemakers are cowbells, bullhorns, and military tanks, such as the M1A2 Abrams. I don't know how you would get an Abrams in here, but still wait until the ceremony has concluded. And third and finally, put your cell phones on silence. Nobody wants to hear a phone ring in the middle of the ceremony. To summarize, be quiet and respectful for other families who want to hear their family member's name be called. Now, sit back and enjoy the show.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic of which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All guests in the class of 2025, please be seated. Micah, thank you. You know, I always look for the quietest students to do a welcoming speeches, but they always seem a little different when they get in front of an audience. Thank you, Colson, and you're right. No Army tanks today. Good afternoon and welcome to the 2025 Phoenix graduation ceremony. I am Ken Moeller, principal of the Phoenix School of Discovery. I would like to welcome graduates, parents, guardians, caregivers, faculty and staff, as well as guests. To start, I would like to recognize the members of my staff and the guests with me on the stage tonight. Please stand and be recognized. Hold your applause until all the members have been announced. First, James Craig, JCPS board member. Next, Kim Chevalier, Chief of Exceptional Child Education. Next, Bo Johnston, Director of Career and Technical Education. Assistant Principals, Tom Ludwig, Brittany Hill, and Tori Martin. Counselors, Jennifer Roland and Nancy Breitenstein. Safety Administrator, Martin Kelty, and Family Resource Center Coordinator, Taquisha Curtin. Thank you for being here tonight. I'd also like to recognize the members of my faculty and staff. If you are a staff member at the Phoenix School of Discovery, whether you're on stage or hiding in here, please stand and be recognized. So let's get started. Warning, don't set your program down. I'm going to go through the program, pointing out different parts of it, so try to keep up. Take a look at the front of the program. At the bottom, our cause: to ignite the Phoenix spirit, rise, transform, and soar. While most schools create a mission statement, my staff felt like that could not fit us. Mission statements are stiff and are often not personal. For our Phoenix staff, it's a cause. We know why we're here and what we need to do. Now go to the middle of the program. Meaning of the Skull Colors. The second column, student collective commitment. A commitment is the state of being dedicated to the cause. This is the student's recipe for success. If they are committed to these 4 statements, they will go far. Last year, students wrote the commitments. This year is the first year that we read them every morning during morning announcements. We had school-wide activities that embraced them, and tonight, the students, the seniors, will be using the commitments as the foundation for their Skull Color. Those 4 commitments are: I am committed to working hard towards my future. I persevere through all challenges. I take responsibility for my words and actions. I am open-minded by accepting and respecting myself and others. Yes, those are pretty good recipe. It is time for all of us to take the next step, and my hope is that the staff at the Phoenix has helped to make this happen for everyone, to ignite the Phoenix spirit. Graduates, this ceremony is to honor you and your accomplishments. We are proud of what you have done. Many of you, if not all of you, have been through the pandemic in Phoenix. The Journey to Success defenses. This year you've gone through snowstorms, mid-February ice storms, and flooding after spring break. But that's not the most important thing. Do you realize you're the last graduating class that will be allowed to use cell phones? That's a big deal. No, congratulations for all you've done. Class of 2025 is special, and here are some examples. Turn to the Phoenix Award page. Look at how many seniors have been accepted to colleges or universities. There are 28 in all. At this point, that's not all of them. My first 2 years, no students went on to a post-secondary education. This year, the big change is how many students are going to 4-year colleges. U of L Speed School, Northern Kentucky, Eastern Kentucky, Western Kentucky, and Bellarmine. Their combined scholarship number is well over $1 million. So congratulations. The college may not be for everyone. Look at the far right column, College and Career Readiness. This designation is created by the Kentucky Department of Education. How do you get this designation? Meeting college-ready benchmarks on the rigorous ACT assessment. Taking a dual credit course that means college classwork in high school. A career and technical education end-of-year exam. It could be that you have taken advanced placement course and received a 3 or greater. And finally, work-based experience, which means successful employment of 300 hours. Many of these seniors worked at UPS and Kaleidoscope. In the past, the Phoenix School of Discovery, when it comes to college and career readiness, 5 or 10 students can make that designation. This class has 39 that have reached that challenging standard. That's out of 52. You know, the real challenge with all that is getting 39 on a page. We had to go to 9-point font in order to do it. My bifocals were really stressing while doing it. So a lot of that has to do with the family and friends that were a part of their life. So thank you to you as well as them. So how much money did my seniors make during their senior year? The ones working at UPS and Kaleidoscope and co-teaching or co-oping, as of May 1st, our students at Kaleidoscope worked almost 3,000 hours and earned almost $35,000. Our UPS kids earned over $60,000. That's a total of almost $100,000 was made while still in school. So congratulations to all of you and your work. So let me highlight one more thing. I love to brag on these guys. And that is, for those of you that have ever taken the ACT exam, you know this thing called benchmarks. And when you get a benchmark, it means that you're ready in that content area for college work. For English, it's an 18. For math, it's a 19. For reading, it's a 20. 26 of the 52 students that took the ACT test last year have met at least one benchmark. 50%. That is every bit as good as Eastern or Ballard or one of those other schools. So, congratulations to you guys. All right, one more. And that is, our cause does not say, ignite the Phoenix spirit for some. It's for all. It's for everyone, no matter what. It's a village. It's the staff. It's the students. It's parents. But it's also, and this is the one no one ever talks about, it's people that work at the Board of Education. Tonight, we are not going to forget a critical piece that has made this successful. Ms. Chevalier is here, the chief of ECE. Her support for Phoenix has been wonderful. Every February, she would get a long email from me asking me for more stuff. And she never said no. She has always been supportive of the Phoenix School of Discovery. Now, how has it paid off? We have cause for celebration. All of our seniors have persevered through all challenges. In the Exceptional Child Education Program of the 5224, we're in that program. 11, we're in the 504 program. That's 35 of the 52. That's 64% of the students are in one of those two programs. How they do on the ACT? Half of them got at least one benchmark. That's a big deal. So congratulations, students. While the students think it's all about them, the reality is that the parents, guardians, family members, friends are the bridge to this transformation. We all realize this is not just about the graduates today. It's also individuals and other people that have also ignited the spirit, because it is their cause as well. Family and friends, thank you for supporting these graduates. I'm sure all of them will take many successful steps in their journey. Now, please welcome James Craig, Jefferson County Board of Education, to the podium.
Congratulations to the class of 2025. The Phoenix has risen. This is a day for everybody throughout Jefferson County Public Schools to celebrate the best of us and the best of our potential. It's one of the highlights, I think, in the calendar year of our district, and I'm really, really happy to be here. A lot has been said recently about public education throughout the United States, and today is a day, I think, where we prove the naysayers wrong, that we are capable of anything when we put our minds to it, especially when we find ourselves in an environment as wonderful and as enriching as the Phoenix School of Discovery. For these graduates, there are some basic things that we know the future holds for you, and it's worth repeating them, if you don't mind. We know that you are going to be wonderful, contributing members of society, that you will, in fact, be taxpayers. That at some point in your lives you're going to hold a job proudly, and you're going to get dignity in that work. You're going to participate in athletics throughout the rest of your life, maybe playing baseball, maybe pursuing other things in your recreational time. You're going to contribute to the arts, you'll write poetry. You're going to have a lasting impact on everybody around you. You're going to find love, you're going to build relationships, you're going to build familial connections that will persist throughout the rest of your life. Today is a starting point for all of that in your future, and you cannot wait to see what the future holds. Congratulations to you. It's worth, on behalf of the graduates now and on behalf of the parents, to the staff of the Phoenix School, to thank you for the work that you have done to get us to this day. And nobody in the district, that's not lost on anybody inside the district. I think over the next 10 years in public education, the buzzword is going to be collaboration, as much as equity was for the last 10 years in education. And collaborating together is how we get to a day as wonderful as this. We're going to do that by a couple of different things that I want to highlight real fast for all of the parents here and for the graduates to remember. That we need to agree that facts are facts. So when we come together to talk about education, when we come together to talk about policy, that we not argue in bad faith and we not ignore the actual reality of the world around us. That we continue to listen to each other and that we try to hear each other when we are engaged in conversations instead of just waiting for our turn to speak. That we have mutual respect for each other, for the people that we live with, work with, the people that we encounter on a daily basis. And from the administrative and governance side in education, it is important for all of us to remember that we have to pay people fairly for the work that they do, because today doesn't happen without all these people coming together to support you. So if you would, family, graduates, give a round of applause for all the staff members who helped. Thank you from the Board of Education to Mr. Moeller. He is a leader in this district. This school would not be the school that it is today without his leadership over the last decade. And he has said to me, I've said from him to others throughout the district, we could use 2 or 3 more like this. So if you have an opportunity to let another member of the Board of Education, anybody in politics, any of your friends know what a wonderful experience this has been for you, it would help all of us continue to further the mission of this school throughout the rest of the city. We need a lot more like it. Thank you all for being here. Congratulations to the class of 2025.
Sounds like we've got a job yet this afternoon to be working on. That's the first time I've ever heard a board member say that. All right, now, time for a poem. Read by Jane Young, What Life Should Be by Pat Fleming.
What Life Should Be by Pat A. Fleming. To learn while still a child what this life is meant to be. To know it goes beyond myself, it's so much more than me. To overcome the tragedies, to survive the hardest times, to face those moments filled with pain and still manage to be kind. To fight for those who can't themselves, to always share my light with those who wander in the dark, to love with all my might. To still stand up with courage, though standing on my own. To still get up and face each day, even when I feel alone. To try to understand the ones that no one cares to know, and make them feel some value when the world has let them go. To be an anchor, strong and true, that person loyal to the end. To be a constant source of hope to my family and my friends. To live a life of decency, to share my heart and soul. To always say, I'm sorry, when I've harmed both friend and foe. To be proud of whom I've tried to be, and this life I chose to live. To make the most of every day by giving all I have to give. To me, that's what this life should be. To me, that's what it's for. To take what has been given and make it so much more. To live a life that matters, to be someone of great worth, to love and be loved in return, and make my mark on earth.
Now it's time to talk about the tradition of the Stoles. Please return to the middle of the program. Seniors have selected their Stole color tonight based on the 4 student commitments. All 4 are important, but which one is important to them? Which one is their strength? Which area have they grown the most? Answering the question, what I stand for. When I announce your Stole color, please stand and be recognized. Stole colors of orange, please stand. I am committed to working hard towards my future. Have a seat. Next, Stole Color Yellow. Please stand. I take responsibility for my words and actions. Red Stole Color, please stand. I persevere through all challenges. Please be seated. White Stole Colors, please stand. I am open-minded by accepting myself and others. Thank you. So now you're in for a treat. It's time for the graduate speeches. Seniors throughout Jefferson County Public School during the month of April and May give presentations to a committee, and it's called the Journey to Success Defense. Rather than giving a traditional graduation speech, which is often forgotten and all kind of sound the same, the students that have had the strongest defense also are the ones that present today. They use that defense as the foundation for their presentation. You're going to meet 3 students that have found their voice. It is rare when you hear students that have transformed and are soaring like these 3. All 3 have found themselves at the Phoenix. They are very brave tonight. First one up, Maddie Denack.
For people who have no connection to the Phoenix, it's the general consensus that it's an easy school. It's seen as a touchy-feely school whose aim is to coddle students. We're a school for children with profound challenges that get by with no homework, a lenient grading system, and no restrictive deadlines. And you know what? They might be right, but not in the way that you might think. Throughout my school career, I've been in the advanced program at some high-achieving, more competitive schools. These schools focused on academics and had little in the way of any mental health support. I was never a bad student per se, but bad attendance caused by undiagnosed anxiety and depression stripped me of any confidence and sense of belonging I might have had in elementary, and I felt like a fraud of an advanced program student. I got by in 8th grade until the onset of the pandemic in March 2020. It would be an understatement to say that I struggled during NTI. When in-person school started again during my sophomore year of high school, I failed my freshman year because of how bad my mental health had gotten. My struggle was trying to learn on a Chromebook with no teacher instruction and no way to get rid of distractions or implement some type of structure. All my unfinished work piled up and started a domino effect, which caused me to have panic attacks with even just opening my laptop. I was at rock bottom and felt stupid and was terrified to face kids who I'd gone to school with previously because I knew that any kid who'd been held back would be seen as a failure. This had never happened before. I was not someone who ever got below a B on the report cards. I genuinely thought I had no future and that I'd have to drop out and get a GED, which was something I'd had numerous panic attacks over. So, if that was the case, then how could this kid who skipped school on days she had to present be the same kid standing before this audience of hundreds today? Well, in January 2023, thanks to the Phoenix and the underclassmen teachers' willingness to help me adjust back to normal in-person schooling, I had a sort of soft launch. For 2 weeks, I came for only half the day before I started coming as a full-time student. Now, despite my designation of Phoenix as an easy school, I was not without my struggles. Starting out in my sophomore year, I was very visibly anxious, which my teachers and peers can definitely attest to. I was very reserved and didn't engage with peers much at first, but quickly became good at advocating for myself to my teachers and creating good relationships with them. Whenever there was a school event or celebration, I'd always taken any opportunity I could to go and hole up in Miss Hughes and Mr. Youngblood's room, wanting to have a quiet place to decompress, because adjusting to normal day-to-day functioning was still pretty difficult for me. Come junior year, I took steps toward making myself part of the Phoenix community and developing a sense of belonging. I had made up all my freshman credits, so I was able to take electives like art and yearbook, both of which were key in my development of a sense of belonging, thus increasing my confidence even more. I started to really, genuinely have fun in every single one of my classes, and finally had a healthy balance between school and home life. And finally, during my senior year, I stepped even further out of my comfort zone and into this new confident version of myself. I served as secretary of the Black Student Union, which I'd been too hesitant to join the year before in fear of it interfering with my schoolwork. I'd volunteered to go first when presenting. I went to prom despite not being the type to dress up or go to school events. My point is that Phoenix is an elite school, only because it's also a school whose teachers and staff go that extra mile to ensure that kids who would have otherwise been overlooked gain the confidence and develop the skills to be just as capable and successful as any other student after they graduate. What's hard about Phoenix, however, is not the schoolwork, but a student's personal growth, which is just as important as academics. So, thanks to the Phoenix helping me become the best version of myself, today, after taking 5 instead of 4 years to graduate, my future will start at Bellarmine, where I will work towards humanitarian causes, advocate for social justice initiatives, and create real visible change in a system that leaves people behind. Thank you for being here.
Next up, LeBron Owens.
Before I start, I want to talk about what is shaped me. That is right, LeBron. But anyways, I want to move on with life and go to college after I graduate, which is my plan. I love to play video games and help people with graphic design technology. And I hope that will become a part of me, because it's something I want to do in the future. So what has defined me? Events have shaped me, people have shaped me, and music has shaped me. It has made me become a very positive and joyful person, and it can shape me into so many wonderful things. Good afternoon, everyone. I am LeBron Owens. I'm honored to be standing here today after reaching this milestone. I want to thank all the teachers who believed in me, especially Ms. Peak and her advice, Ms. McFadden's teaching style, and Mr. Leclerc's stories that always put a smile on my face, and Mr. Geddes for caring so much. I also want to thank my mom, who has been through everything, like helping me learn how to walk twice, and my family for being with me, my siblings, Elise and Isaiah, who kept me grounded and motivated even on the hardest days. So what has happened in my life? What could be so important? How has it made me who I am today? So to start, well, I'm a preemie, born at 27 weeks. The typical weeks is 40. And I was born on September 15th, 2007, but I was due December 15th. It's crazy because I would have been born 10 days before Christmas. In fall, I weighed 2 pounds, 3 ounces, which is the size of a milk carton. And I was raised and loved by my mom and my uncle, Akram Owens, since I was 9 months old. They raised me like I was one of their own. I am blessed to have 2 mothers and 2 fathers. I see my biological mom and dad often, and my 3 grandmothers, Nona Lewis, Linda Blakely, Hattie Kirby, helped shape me. In 2020, my family and I lost someone very important. I lost my dad, Akram. He was great and raised me. I miss him. We miss him dearly. He shaped me. I overcame it eventually. Now that I am at the Phoenix, I'm so thankful that I got an opportunity to work in this practice room with MSD kids. It was a pleasure and I would do it again. I have also joined 2 clubs, Black Student Union and Robotics. I love to speak so much. Her advice will get me through life. And Mr. Geddes, let's face it, I will miss you so much and I will try not to cry for saying this. What really shaped me the most is that I'm a Swiftie and a huge Sabrina Carpenter fan. None of you guys are. Anyways, why am I a big Swiftie is because I grew up on her and her lyrics connected with me. Because teasing or being judged will never stop. Being a Swiftie is one of the greatest things you can become. I really don't care. But as Taylor said herself in her song Change, but we'll stand out champions tonight. We all will stand out champions, meaning, but that nobody will stop you. You should not let that stop you from doing what you've worked for your whole life. And the Phoenix School of Discovery has taught me that with perseverance and the right people by your side, anything is possible. In the fall, I plan to go to Northern Kentucky University. But the moral of the story is that with God and a lot of help, all things are possible. You can do anything and get to graduation like me and all of us. Thank you so much. Here's to the future, y'all!
And finally, Violet Steins.
When you look at me, you see my outward self, and not who I am inside. You see my makeup, my hair, and the way I look, and you may assume I am a certain way. When I look at myself, I see two completely different people. One person is a woman who isn't afraid to express herself, and the other is a scared little girl who has struggled for years just to find who she is. How does someone who outwardly seems so comfortable in herself struggle with her identity, still to this day? My internal struggles with identity have been continuous throughout my life. But when I started at Phoenix in my 6th grade year, I suddenly felt as if I was not so alone with my struggles. I had struggled with connecting and making friends with others in elementary school, but at Phoenix, I found friends who were also struggling with the same things I was. I've come to learn that everyone here is uniquely different, and as I've seen everyone grow, I've realized that everyone struggles with identity, even at our age. When I started high school, we were fresh out of the pandemic, and I was struggling to adjust to the new normal. As someone who was used to schedules, I got used to not being in school, and coming back negatively affected me. I was combative and, frankly, kind of annoying teachers and students alike. To everyone, they saw an angry teen, but internally, I was struggling more than ever with who I was. I had so much input coming into my brain about what I was supposed to be, and so my output became confused and aggressive. This led me to experiment with my fashion and makeup almost every single month because I did not know who I wanted to be. The first time I ever felt grounded in my identity was in my junior year here. I started eating lunch with the students in Mr. Williger's, Miss Norman's, and Miss Bradger's classes, and I had felt as if I had found my true calling. Spending time with them during the short period of time I was there was wonderful. I was able to talk to them and learn so much about them individually and become friends with them. This year, I've been lucky enough to be a student aide in their classes since September, and I've spent time supporting the students' individual needs and helping them read, write, do math, and just be a friend to them when so many people might not understand how. All of the wonderful students that I've encountered have made my life so much more fulfilled, but they've also helped me find myself. They give me a wonderful friendship, and I give them the same. Some of the students are on the stage graduating with me right now, and I've never been so proud of them and their accomplishments. Without Phoenix, I would have never had this chance to interact with the students on this level. Not only were they my greatest learning experience, but they're also some of my greatest friends. When I was younger, all my dream jobs ranged from fashion designer to chef. And when I started my senior year, I was once again faced with an identity crisis. I knew I wanted to work with people with disabilities, but I didn't know how to pinpoint the exact profession. I originally wanted to be a neuroscientist, but then I felt like I wanted to be a special education teacher. I felt as if I was on a roller coaster that wouldn't stop. But after many Google searches and many observations of the speech-language pathologist at Phoenix, I knew what I was going to do with my career. This fall, I will start my college career at Transylvania University, and then I plan to transfer to the University of Louisville and major in communication sciences and disorders on the speech pathology track. I want to work at a school and assist students in MSD classes as a speech-language pathologist. Helping people with communication disorders and those who struggle with verbal communication is exactly what I want to do. Without Phoenix, I believe none of this would have come to me or have been possible, and I'm so grateful for my time here. I've grown into someone who's extremely comfortable in who I am, and who's confident in my ability to be an individual without caring what others may think of me. As I circle back to that scared little girl that's trapped inside of me, I hope she sees the strong woman that I've become and feels reassured in the confidence she's grown throughout her life. Thank you so much.
Hopefully I didn't disappoint. You guys hopefully you enjoyed all three of them. Very talented. So one more round. In your program, find the page Rise, Transform, and Soar award page. There are 3 more awards presented today. Rise, Transform, and Soar. This year, the committee, though, had a giant problem. Based on the criteria that we typically use, we hand out 3 awards. We had way too many to hand out with this class. 6 was not enough. So tonight, we'll be handing out 9 awards, 3 in each category. I'd now like to have Nancy Breitenstein come to the podium to announce the recipients.
Our first award is the RISE Award. And RISE symbolizes someone who has an upward movement, an instance of becoming greater, like a bird taking flight and is beginning to rise. And the first winner of this award is Micah Mattingly. Our second medal winner for the RISE Award is LeBron Owens. And our last recipient of this award is Zane Tompkins. Our second award is Transform. To transform, to be reborn, regenerated. It means you have to leave the old behind and you have to create new. While your outside pretty much looks the same, your inside has changed dramatically. Your thoughts, your character, and your actions reflect something special. The first recipient of the Transform Award is Luke Heisey. The second recipient is Markella Turner. And our last recipient of the Transform Award is Caitlin Heil. Our third award is SOAR. This is the ultimate goal of the Phoenix. It's to sail or hover in the air, often at great heights, to ascend to a higher or more exalted level. They had to make a conscious and steady effort to change. Often, they leave the ordinary and become extraordinary. And the first recipient of this award is Madeline Denack. Our second recipient is Violet Steins. And our last recipient is Jane Young.
Congratulations to all of you. Now, the most important part of the ceremony, and that is, as principal of the Phoenix School of Discovery, with the authority invested in me by Jefferson County Board of Education and the Commonwealth of Kentucky, I present to you the graduating class of 2025. The class has met all the requirements for graduation.
And as your elected member of the Jefferson County Board of Education and representing the board today, Mr. Moeller, I authorize you to issue the diplomas signifying that these students have met all requirements for graduation and are entitled to all the honors that are decreed upon them today. Congratulations.
First row, please stand. Colson Michael Blankman. William Micah Mattingly. Jane Willow Young. Madeline Kimberly Denack. LeBron Tejan Owens. Violet Elise Steins. Hunter Jean Stanford. Caitlin Rose Heil. Neon Ahmad. Second row, please stand. Daniel Ferrara Aldafer. Adriana Nicole Beavers. Landon Daniel Boone. Xavier David Bowden. Braylon Latrell Cameron. Terry Roger Caswell. Ava Lauren Comstock. Nicholas Xavier Davidson. Third row, please stand. Nevaeh Elizabeth Lene Dorsey. David Ojari Fletcher. Scarlett Colleen Freeman. Adam Scott Gassaway. Gregory Isaiah Gore. Jaden Lee Hibbard. William Martin Cargo. Thomas Charles Cargo. Fourth row, please stand. Luke David Heisey. Joshua William Glenn Holt. Donovan Ambrose Jennings. Matthew Alexander Long. Emmanuel Marcella. Benjamin Ace Messer. Robert Dylan Mills. Braxton James Morris. Joseph Cy Montgomery.
Did you get a picture?
Row 5, please stand. Xavier Jacory Morris. Anthony Douglas Roberts. Wesley Adam Sizemore. Noah Alexander Tarbus. Jakaya Tossier Lynette Taylor. Logan Matthew Temple. Zane Charles Tompkins. Markella Marie Turner. Row 6, please stand. Walter Lee Watts. Cooper Douglas Woosley. Evan William Wright. Davon Alexander Young. Emerson Grant Clark Praxis. Joe Corey, Lee Trell, Javion Shepard.
Row 6, please be seated. There still are a few ceremonial requirements, but before that, I'd like to recognize two people that are enjoying the last graduation from the stage. They will be retiring at the beginning of next year. The first one is Miss B. Epitome of class. No one is a stranger in Nancy's world. Thank you for your love and compassion you show everyone. Thank you. The second one is Mr. Ludwig. He has been our rock. He can be counted on to get it done, and it's a thankless job. But Tom does it with passion and empathy. Thank you, Mr. Ludwig. They both will be missed. So, before we get to the last step, if you look at the program, on the page that says awards at the bottom is our web address. Probably somewhere by tomorrow afternoon, the video from tonight's event, or today's event, the pictures, everything will be available one at a time. You'll check each page and they'll be, it'll be available. They're ready. If you want to see the senior walk, it's there ready. If you want to see me and your student having a picture in front of the Phoenix and the one in front of the building, it's there already. So we have one more ceremonial requirement before we recess, the turning of the tassel. Caitlin Heil and Hunter Stanford, please come forward for the ceremonial turning of the tassel.
Graduates, please stand. The graduation tassel is a symbol of success. The gesture of moving the tassel from one side of the cap to the other symbolizes the individual's movement from candidate to graduate. Prior to the ceremony, the tassel is expected to be worn on the right. Moving the tassel to the left after graduating is symbolic of crossing over from high school to another stage in your life. Graduates, following Caitlin, please move your tassel from right to left.
So make sure we allow all the graduates to recess to the back of the auditorium before we exit. Thank you to Mr. Craig, Ms. Chevalier, Mr. Johnson, and the Phoenix staff. I would like to thank everyone for being here this afternoon. Congratulations, class of 2025.